Standing in the White House on Wednesday, flanked by average American families, President Trump made the pitch for his party's tax reform proposal. Today, he said, we stand on the verge of a new economic miracle. Our economy has already surged to 3% growth, far ahead of schedule, by the way, far ahead in each of the last 2 quarters. As is usual, this argument hinges on a conflict between two seemingly irreconcilable things: Trump's insistence that the economy is going gangbusters and his insistence that the tax plan is needed to get the economy to go gangbusters. Instead of harping on that point, though, I'd like to harp on something else. I'd like to harp on how we're ahead of schedule. The growth numbers to which Trump is referring are the quarterly growth in the gross domestic product. In the third quarter of 2017, the nation's economy grew at an annual rate of 3.3%, the GDP's highest level since the third quarter of 2014. Trump has repeatedly promised that annual growth would exceed 3%, which it very well may. But there's no schedule for it. There was not, when Trump came into office, a master schedule established marking out when various milestones would be reached. Or, at least, there was none released publicly, in case maybe there was a secret plan to hit 3% GDP quarterly by a certain date. As a conceit, though, it doesn't make sense, given that Trump has focused on annual GDP growth which, by definition, couldn't be reached until the end of the year. All of this is beside the point. Trump said that GDP growth was ahead of schedule because he constantly says things are ahead of schedule, because the world he comes from is one of, among other things, building buildings. Trump is a salesman who sometimes builds things, and so he's internalized this tic of assuring everyone around him that everything is proceeding ahead of schedule. In the context of constructing a casino in New Jersey, that makes some sense. Investors call up, you tell them everything is ahead of schedule, you hang up. In the context of being president, it often doesn't. But he can't resist, as he said during comments at an event in Poland, I love that sound, under budget and ahead of schedule. Nothing like it. For example, on February 16, Trump was joined in the Roosevelt Room by several members of the House and Senate, including Sen. Joe Manchin III, D.W. Virginia. The occasion was the signing of a joint resolution repealing a rule issued by the Department of the Interior under Barack Obama aimed at protecting streams from pollution. By law, there was only a brief window during which Congress could act to repeal the rule, but by early February, Congress had done its part. It's been very few days since I've been here, and I think this is long ahead of schedule, right? Trump asked. Absolutely, Manchin replied. Then there's the border wall. On February 24, Trump appeared at the Conservative Political Action Conference. We're building the wall. We're building the wall, Trump said to applause. In fact, it's going to start soon.